Thank you for inviting me. And thank you, Angelo Izama. I think it was a very good paper, very interesting provocations. And I must say that it adds value to this debating environment that we have around this country. It is out issues, disagree, agree, and take the country forward. And I want to thank Osia for being a part of this agenda. Your paper, Angelo, the title of this paper is indeed a curious case. The good thing is that it admits to the fact that there is no constitutional crisis in Uganda, although it goes ahead to expressly suggest the necessity for it. The title of this paper also seems to market a view that a constitutional crisis is necessary to ameliorate gaps and challenges faced by institutions in Uganda's oil economy and broadly the entire body politic. I must say, for sure, the author is aggressively imaginative and provocative, although I also belong to the world view that intellectual curiosity is good for transformation agenda we are on as a country. So Angelo, really thank you for that intellectual curiosity. You see, Uganda is a constitutional democracy. The 1995 Constitution is a sacred living document. It breathes in and out. It has a life. And this life is enshrined in Chapter 1. Article 1, 2, 3, and 4 talks about sovereignty of the people, supremacy of the Constitution, defense of the Constitution, and promotion of public awareness of the Constitution. And Chapter 18, by the way, talks about amendment of the Constitution that is done by the Parliament or through a referendum. The 1995 Constitution clearly entrenched the democratic principle of separation of powers with an independent judiciary and an all-powerful legislature with powers to verify and veto the executive. And I can tell you there is no minister who is appointed without approval of Parliament, no Chief Justice who is appointed without approval of Parliament, and myriad of other things. So listen, whether these institutions are exercising their sovereign constitutional powers and mandates is indeed a matter of debate, and citizens remain with the power to whip or dismiss those who are not fulfilling or exercising their constitutional mandate to expectations of the people. Now, the question. Why should there be a constitutional crisis when the Constitution puts all the power in the hands of the people and also prescribes how to deal with the circumstances that warrant changes in the Constitution from time to time through people's representatives or by people themselves through an amendment by means of a referendum? The straight answer is that necessity of a constitutional crisis is far off the mark and possibly a wild mirage. In this discussion, I will deal with what I find key provocations in the author's summary that was shared before by Osia. And I will address myself to the following. Angelo talks about the issue of economic transition in 2022. You know, unless the author has a crystal ball and looks into the future with rose-colored or rather tinted spectacles, I will excuse his forecasting because 2022 is not far, and those who will be alive will validate or face the reality of author's predictions. Now, Uganda has not only seen real economic transition, but also economic consolidation since 1986 that will be even on beyond 2022. Apart from the self-evident NRM record in maintenance of excellent monetary and fiscal policies that continue to enable the economy remain resilient to external shocks, but have also kept inflation low. And ladies and gentlemen, these are facts. These are not imaginations. In 1986, for example, Uganda's economy was a paltry 0.246 billion in size. Now it is over 21 billion. Meaning that the economy has expanded more than 81 times. In 1986, tax correction was a miserable 5 billion shillings. It is now 7,000 billion shillings. In 1986, Uganda was generating only 60 megawatts. It is now generating what we would call installed power capacity of over 812 megawatts. Roads were pathetic in 1986. And since then, the NRM has created over 1,355 kilometers of tarmac roads and repaired more than 1,622 kilometers, including community access roads that do allow farmers to move their products from the areas where they produce from to the market, but also be able to acquire inputs for their farming. In 1986, Uganda was receiving 98405 tourists. Now the country welcomes over 1,151,000 tourists. I will not go into other related data of infant mortality and other social economic indicators. But I need to tell you that those who doubt the data can check with the World Bank data sets, the 2012 UBOS statistical abstract, and the Central Intelligence Agency or CIA World Fact book. All these data sets are there. And by the way, Angelo, there's not an issue of tackling poverty, which we think that it is going to shake the country. There is some comparative analysis that was recently in 2013 done by the IMF and the World Bank that puts us in a better place than Kenya, Rwanda, and other East African countries. The people below poverty line now in Uganda 38, Tanzania 67, and Kenya 43%. So comparatively, within the East African community, if you're talking about the futuristic trajectory, we are doing well. Angelo, in that summary they shared, they talked about the national debt. I thought I would have time to talk about the national debt. I will later. But
thank you very much.
No. I needed to tell you because you took most of my time introducing this.
No, I actually gave you 5
But I needed to tell you, moderator and participants, that Uganda's stock of national debt is only 29.1%. The one of the United States is at 89% national debt, and it has not collapsed. The issue of projected transition, I will only talk about data sets not created by the NRM, but by the Afrobarometer, which is a powerful research agency that says 78% of Ugandans think they do believe that things are better. And this 78% of Ugandans, I mean, include the young people, the old people, and all of this has been happening under NRM. On defeating corruption, which you said, and which I do believe is a very serious problem, the answer will lie in democratization of information, or what I can call information entropy, and then oil will work for all Ugandans. But I will, with your questions, be able to expand on this. Thank you for allowing me some extra seconds. Thank you very much.